What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Real Junkies. I'm your host, Farhan, here again with my man Vito, reviewing actually a movie from, believe it or not, the very first video game I've ever played in my entire life, and that is Mortal Kombat 2. Clearly, I'm a little biased here. Clearly, I'm a fan. Clearly,
Yeah.
I am in the target audience of people this movie is looking for. So if I don't like this shit, there's no hope. Thankfully, I do, though, so we don't have to worry about that. I will say this, though. I will say this, just to start off rip. Like I said, grew up Mortal Kombat fan, very first video game I ever played, and I'm deep rooted in Mortal Kombat lore. Like I'm really a nerd about this shit for real. So I will say this film, like verbatim, if you could like take the spirit of Mortal Kombat, the game, and put it on screen, this movie does that shit to a T, like perfectly. Like it captures that 100% hands down. If you looking for great fight scenes, fatalities, your favorite characters that you grew up playing with and all their combos, all that shit's in here. If you're looking for quality acting, good dialogue, or a story that makes sense, you probably need to exit stage left right now.
So
And
I
I'm
think
okay with that because I didn't come here for none of that shit.
I don't know. You've
I
been a little
came
hard
here
on it,
for
dog.
Mortal. I'm not being hard on it. I just said I like this movie. I'm just being
I
honest
mean,
about
like
it.
the dialogue is the acting's not that bad.
Okay, there's two people whose acting. No, three people in this movie whose acting isn't bad.
What you say?
Martin Ford as Shao Kahn, Adeline Rudolph as Katana, and Carl Urban as Johnny Cage.
So no Josh Lawson?
And Kano. And Josh Lawson as Kano.
Right.
And Josh, yeah, I was saying, and Josh Lawson as Kano. That is four people out of all the characters in this movie. That's four people whose acting they did a decent job. Everybody else, their acting skills are hanging on for dear fucking life.
I don't know, dude. I kind of fucked with Quan Chi. I mean, he didn't have a lot of lines either, though.
He didn't have a lot of lines, and me personally, I was not a huge fan of how he was, like, his design in this just looked awkward to me. I don't know if it was just me. It could just be me nitpicking also, but the way Quan Chi looked in this movie was very awkward to me. Like, it looked like somebody cosplaying as Quan Chi as opposed to like Quan Chi. You know what I'm saying?
And I guess I'm the opposite. Like I played Mortal Kombat growing up, but I'm not a big fan of Mortal Kombat. I'm not a big fan of fighting games. The Mortal Kombats I like are the ones that were like Avenger set. So the Mortal Kombat, Sub-Zero, Mystic something, the
What, Shaolin Monks?
Shaolin Monks.
What you know about Shaolin Monks?
I really hope that they make that shit again. I really hope that they make it or something like that because that shit was fun as hell. So I did a little looking last night after I watched the movie, and like you said, the spirit of Mortal Kombat is in this movie. Like the first Mortal Kombat, only person that wasn't in the first Mortal Kombat game was Cole.
He's not in any of the games, actually.
Right. And I don't think Girl showed up until the second.
Was Girl in the first game? I can't remember, honestly.
I don't believe. I think she was.
Like
I think he was only in the second one.
Okay,
but
that might be true.
Everybody that's in this second movie was in that second video game. So Katana showed up, Jade showed up, Khan showed up. Yeah. So like you said, it's really the spirit of it, and the fact that you have the creators and the writers of the original game and the franchise in that series involved in this helps so much.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell people who were fans of the game and have like an understanding of what the game is were behind making this movie. And that came across like I said, I'm not trying to be hard on this, but like I'm just being honest. This is not, if I were to strip away my Mortal Kombat fandom and I were to strip away like the idea that this is a video game movie being tied to a video game, if I just watched this just straight up and just analyze it, I'll put it this way. There's two sides of me that watch this movie. There's the film critic, and then there's the person that grew up playing Mortal Kombat.
Just like me and Michael.
The person that grew up playing Mortal Kombat loves this movie. The film critic is being honest and saying it's a lot of bullshit in here, but my fandom is outweighing the film critic, hence why I liked it. But if I were to sit here and really like be honest about some of the flaws in this movie, I would probably talk myself out of liking it, which is why I'm not approaching this as a film critic and strictly as a fan.
So we talk about this often, and I don't need a movie to necessarily be good for me to be entertained.
Exactly.
I reference this all the time. The first Suicide Squad movie. That shit is terrible. Acting, some of the action scenes are ass, but I was entertained by it because I'm a DC fan. You know, I like superhero shit. I like DC. So for me, like I could be entertained by it.
Yeah.
And I'll put it like this, I had low expectations going into watching this movie, because Mortal Kombat movies had not been good. Mortal Kombat, the original Mortal Kombat Annihilation,
Hey,
just
hey,
was
hey,
terrible.
look,
The
that
shits was terrible,
95 Mortal
dog.
Kombat movie is ass. You are correct. However, I personally will not be present for any slander of that movie at all. I don't give a damn how terrible that movie is. It's good to me, goddammit. Put some
But, you know,
respect. Put some
I
respect.
they do have a few, animated films, which are amazing.
Yes. The animated
And
movies are
and
actually really
I
good.
don't know what it is about video games and wanting to make live action movies. They need to stop. Make these shits animated and fucking have a ball because you're
Yeah.
able to do more. They're better. Even I
Yeah.
mean, even when you're listening to the dialogue is better, the acting is better, and then obviously the graphics and stuff is gonna be better. But I was entertained by this movie. I also had low expectations going in there watching it. So I might rate this higher than you're gonna rate it. I don't know though. But I was entertained by it. And I honestly, well, first we gotta give a shout out to our black queen, Tati
Oh,
Gibson.
yes. Shout out Tati.
Just I mean,
Shout
honestly,
out
if I
Tati.
didn't want to go see this movie, I probably was gonna go see it because she's in it.
And she actually
She
did
did a good
decent as
job.
Jade. Like,
Um,
they didn't give her a lot of lines, so she didn't really have to, like, act as much, but the movements, character design, how she used the staff, like, it looked like and felt like Jade, so shout out to her.
but Josh Lawson, honestly, for me, is probably the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah,
It
fair.
was just funny. He's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before I focus on Josh Lawson, I need to talk about the actor that played Quan Chi.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's talk about this
this
cosplayer.
this is a man named Quan Chi. Now, obviously,
I already know where you're going with
the
this.
Netherworld, the Netherlands, and Outer Worlds is fictional places, and they're not real people. They're sort of they could be any race, but the person playing Quan Chi, again, Quan Chi, listen to that shit. Quan Chi, he's played by an Australian man,
I'm looking at his picture
and
right now. This
and
is
and
yeah.
and not to take anything away from him because I like him as an actor. I've seen him in. He was in Mr. In Between. He was a regular on Justified, which is probably one of the greatest TV shows ever made. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a FX show on Hulu.
Mm, okay.
But, really, dude? We couldn't find a single Asian? Because who
To
was
play
it in,
Quan Chi.
Quan Chi in the last one was, oh, man,
I
I
don't
should have
think Quan
looked this
Chi's
up.
been in any of the live action movies prior to this, unless I'm
So was
completely
that
bugging.
Shang Tsung in it?
Shang Tsung, yeah, Shang Tsung was in the
Okay.
original 95 one, and he was in the previous one to this, the one that came out in 2021. But I think this is the first time we're getting Quan Chi in live action, if I'm not mistaken. Because he wasn't in any of the original two. He wasn't in
You're right,
Annihilation. He
that's what
wasn't in the 90s ones. Yeah.
but I was thinking about Shang Tsung, whatever the fuck his name is, I forgot
Shang
already.
Tsung, yeah, yeah,
Shang
yeah. But
Tsung,
no, to
because
your point,
he was Asian, and he was, like, a big part of, like, the original.
yeah, but also it's easier to hide Quan Chi because he's like his skin is
Covered in what?
pale white, you know what I'm saying, in the game and in this film. So it's easier to hide that. But to your point, I didn't know until I looked at the picture what the actor who played Quan Chi looked like in real life. But boy, to your point, this is like if you were to tell me I'm at casting a character named Quan Chi, this is not the person I would have pictured. I'd just say
And
that.
and
No
I
disrespect though, what I'm just saying.
what I'll say is, like I said, they could be from anywhere, but the fact that you have, Sub-Zero and Scorpion played by I believe they're both Japanese, but they're Asian, played
Mhm.
by Asian actors, and then you got a nigga named Quan Chi, which I'm like 90% certain that's a Chinese name, but you
It's not
coulda
an
got some
Australian one. We can
it's
confirm that.
definitely not
It's
Australian.
not
It is
Australian.
not an
It's
Australian one,
100% not that.
and there are a lot of good actors in this movie. So I will give it to you that the acting is not great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like, oh yeah, amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's not awful, but it's a little
you.
cringeworthy
So
in some parts.
you know what makes the acting the worst in this, and I'll
What?
just get this out the way is the fight scenes did not. They could have gave more. Like
Some of them
they
were weak. Yeah,
they
I'll give you.
and they weren't. I don't want to say they were. It's like, like what you said, weak. They were very weak.
Some of them though. Yeah.
They were quick as hell.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that when they cut back and forth between Jackson Jade, Colin, Shao Kahn, and
Mhm.
then Sonya and
Sindel, I think it
Sindel.
was. Yeah, that was the first
I
fight.
didn't like that they were switching back and forth in those fights.
Mhm.
Like, focus on one fight.
Yeah.
So I don't Imma just again, I think something should be blamed on directors. Imma blame that on the director. Which he's not a he's he has some hits. So he got Umbrella Academy, comic book movie.
Yeah,
He
talking about,
did
Simon McCoy, the director, yeah, right?
I'm looking at I got the writer. I think I wrote this in the wrong spot. I got Jeremy Slater as writer, but I think
Yeah, I was
yeah,
about to say
yeah,
'cause
so it's the
yeah,
director.
yeah, I think the only directing credits that Simon has is literally the first Mortal Kombat movie from 2021 and then this one. I mean, he has another directing credit, but I'm not sure what this is.
Okay, so no, yeah, I'm blaming the director then. I wrote down the main writer who has fire under his belt.
Okay,
He got
got you.
he got the worst Fantastic Four movie, and we like to block that one out.
Yeah, I'm about to say that was the
Uh,
worst thing to lead with if you were talking about he got hits.
well, he got Death Note, which
With
niggas hated that.
the live
The
action
live
Death Note?
action, mhm.
We're off
So
to a terrible
But
start right now.
I'm getting there, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. He
Okay.
got The Exorcist. I don't you have to tell me how that is. I don't
Which
watch
Exorcist? There's like
the part it's just The Exorcist.
year. Just say what year it came out?
I
Okay.
didn't write that down. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, my
And
bad. I'm thinking you reading this off of
I don't even
IMDb.
wanna say hits now because that was 3 bad ones, and the next one is very people have debated Moon Knight. He
That's
directed
actually the strongest thing on
Moon
there,
Knight.
which is
He
sad.
got Godzilla versus Kong,
Okay.
and then he got Umbrella Academy.
I mean, we ended
So
strong.
so he got
Started shaky though. Had us in the
so
first half, not gonna lie.
he got kinda in a so it's he wrote this with the help of the creators, the 2
Yep.
co-creators. So, I'm not expecting I was never expecting this to be, like, strong in dialogue. I was never
Mhm.
expect and that's the problem but this is a problem with me. With the fights not being amazing,
Yeah.
like
It's not enough to cover that up for
yeah,
you.
it's not
Yeah.
enough to cover up the weak dialogue.
Yeah.
Um, it wasn't that many fatalities.
It was like maybe
3?
5
You said
that I could
5?
think of off the top of my head, or maybe hold on, really 3 actually that
Oh,
I can think of
you
off the top of
got,
my head. You got the hat one.
you got that one was cold though,
That was
but
cool. That's
that's
I ain't gonna lie. Liu Kang and Kung Lao, that was by far the best fight of the film,
so
and it wasn't
the
close.
the fight was
That fight was especially if you played
so
the game and you know the combos
yeah,
they're using,
that 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 was
that fight
cold.
was perfect. Especially for me as a dude who plays with Kung Lao a lot. There were so many moves like, bro, I done did that exact same shit. I done made niggas rage quit doing that exact same shit he just did. Like
What I will
that felt
say
nostalgic to me.
is, like I the fight scenes were not bad, but also like when you got a movie called Mortal Kombat, which focuses on a martial arts tournament,
Yeah.
I feel like we should have got a little more
The
martial art.
choreography could have been a little
It could have been better.
that's one thing I will say, 'cause I think there's a lot of things this movie does better than the first movie. I think this film is like a more proper Mortal Kombat adaptation than the first in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. But one thing I think the first movie got better than this is the fight scenes. Like that opening fight scene in the first movie with Scorpion, it was like top tier. Like
Yeah.
that shit was incredible. But the main thing to me that dragged the first one down is you had Cole Young as a main character and he
I knew he was
sucked.
about to say that.
You know what
I
I'm
knew he was about to
saying?
say that shit.
In this one, you got Johnny Cage as the main character and Carl Urban playing him, who's much more effective in leading, in my opinion. Right? Like to me, that's just what you should have rolled with to begin with. We wouldn't have had that problem. But
I
they they corrected their mistake with Cole, so I'm gonna
to
forgive this
that
movie a little bit.
old Johnny Cage is fun. Okay.
Mhm.
I wanted to see a younger Johnny Cage.
In his prime, Johnny Cage, yeah,
Not even in his prime, but in the original, I think Johnny Cage was in his prime, you know.
yeah, he was still
He was a current
actively
actor.
acting. I think, yeah,
I think this aging Johnny Cage plays more into the comedy aspect of Mortal Kombat that they were giving us,
yeah,
but we could have still used I'm just tired of seeing Carl Urban. Like,
I feel that.
it's certain actors that they give us somebody else. Again,
Yeah,
Pedro Pascal, Carl Urban, um, that's the 2 off the top of my head that I can think of.
Carl Urban ain't reached Pedro levels though. We
He's
can't.
not no, he's not
Yeah,
Pedro
he ain't
level at
that
all,
bad. We can't
but
put Carl up there with Pedro now.
Carl Urban is in a lot of shit.
He
And
is it's a lot of pop culture nerd stuff though, like which I guess Pedro is too, so fair enough.
Carl's more though, like Lord of the Rings, Star Trek,
What was he in Lord of
The
the Rings?
Boys. He was, is it Return of the King?
It was Return of the King,
Okay.
yes.
I do this nerd shit, all right?
Hey, I my fault, player. My fault. No disrespect.
So, if there was
I wasn't
a
trying to, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to fuck with you like that. You got it.
there was an interview and they were asking him like, I guess they seen the movie and they're like, where did these references come from? Lord of the Ring
Yeah.
reference. And he was like, well, I seen similarities, he's like the Fellowship, the Wizard, which like Gandalf, the Defenders of the Earth Realm. And basically he like kinda I don't know if he riffed that. I can't think of the word that they actually call it. They freestyle lines. What they usually call that?
Oh, improv.
Improv.
Yeah.
Like, I guess, like, he may have went up, like Imma say this, and I guess it was something they just kept in. Like, he did it in a scene that, like, probably was supposed to be an outtake,
Mhm.
and they just kept the shit in there because it was funny,
Yeah,
which
okay,
kept in
got you,
line
got
with the
you.
rest of the fun.
Yeah.
The movie's funny as hell, dog. Like, I was not expecting it to be this funny because the last one was kinda depressing.
Really?
Cole
The last one was kinda fun to me. Well,
was
except for
it?
the
I don't
beginning was a little dark, but
That
after
was
a
dark as
while, it
fuck.
lightened up.
I
The beginning
guess
was
I
dark, though,
just don't because I did the last one it went straight to HBO, right?
'cause because it came out during COVID, yes, but it was
Okay.
intended to be released in
Um,
theaters.
I don't know, dude. I just did I just don't remember liking it. I can't even remember the movie. I just don't remember liking it. So
I
I
had a
don't
good
remember it
time with
being
it.
funny or not, but if you I mean, I take your word for it, but also you're a fan, so that doesn't
Yeah, that's
help.
why I was like, I'm biased, so, you know what I'm
Uh,
saying? Don't take my
um,
word for anything
but
Mortal Kombat
the
related.
the point I was getting at is there's a lot of great actors in it. There's an actor from a movie that we just recently watched, The Raid. Uh, Joe Taslim, he played Jock in The Raid.
Mhm. Yep.
He is Bihan, which is Sub-Zero, who's also
Noob
Noob
Saibot
Saibot
in this one. Yeah,
in
Noob
this one.
Saibot in this one.
You got Hiroyuki Sanada, who plays
Scorpion, and I actually think you
Scorpion.
got that one right.
He was in Shogun. He was in John Wick 4. Oh, Joe Taslim was also in The Night Comes For Us, which is another martial arts movie, which also has the guy from the main character from The Raid, which I can't remember his name. Another great actor. And
The actor that played
then
Rama,
yep.
you're saying? Okay, got you, got you.
And then I didn't write his name down for some reason, but Raiden was in Thor and Shogun.
He was in Thor.
Yeah,
I remember Shogun, but
he
I'm
was
trying
in.
to remember him in
I
Thor.
haven't watched Shogun yet. It's on my list. I'm gonna watch
You
it. I
need
promise.
to, that show is so good.
Did you watch it in sub or in English or
Honestly, I watched it dubbed. I
uh
pretty much watch any anime I watch dubbed. I'm sorry, y'all, but, like, I can't watch subbed animes. Like, I have to,
I'm not sorry about it. I will
you know what
watch.
I'm saying?
I
Well,
watched the
some people in the anime community, they, like,
no
real
no.
hardcore about you
So
gotta watch it subbed.
bro,
I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not that committed.
my homeboy will text me every couple months and make some type of oh dub ass nigga like some joke about it
No,
because
like, dead ass, though, like, dead ass.
he's a sub anime elitist,
Anime
but like you said
elitists,
like
that's what I'm about to start calling y'all, anime
don't say
elitists.
y'all
Facts. I'm
them
not saying you, I'm
okay
just saying people
so
like that. Yeah.
I forgot to talk about Tati Gabrielle, man. She was in You because we praised her beauty and her
Yeah, let's actually
acting
talk about
in the
in a
limited
limited
lines that she has in
capacity,
this one.
let's actually focus on that more.
Um, she was in You. She was in 2 seasons. I didn't see the last season of it because
Okay.
it's a lot. It's too much shows for me to watch. I'm watching too
Yeah.
much, y'all. And I
She's in
got
Last
still
of
gotta
Us as
work.
well.
You said what?
She was in Last of Us as well.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was in,
Okay.
the 2nd season, yeah, she was in
She
the
was,
2nd season of Last of Us.
also in the Netflix Sabrina show, which is
Yeah.
where I found her, and god damn, dude, I didn't think I was attracted to women with short hair, but
Shit.
Jesus, she make that shit
Shit.
look good.
Hey,
Let me say,
Tati, I've
y
always been on your side.
younger women with short hair.
Oh, okay. The TTs the TTs you was with, it was
Yeah,
just the 20 somethings you
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah,
Okay,
I
got you,
see me a
got you.
little 50-year-old with the swoops, like,
With the
okay.
suits? I'm not about to fucking play with you,
Little
Vito. I'm not
so,
about to
but,
play with
like,
you.
she made that shit look good, and, like, everything I've seen her in has been I don't wanna say it's been good or great, but it's been
Yeah,
good, I've liked it, I've
yeah.
enjoyed it,
The
you
best
know?
acting I've seen her do was probably in Last of Us in that 2nd season. She plays one of the characters that Ellie is hunting. So that to me, like, as far as acting ability, that's probably the best that I've seen of her. Because I haven't seen Uncharted and I've seen You, but I haven't seen the part of You that she's in.
She was in Uncharted?
Apparently, I haven't seen the Uncharted movie, but she's credited as
I
being in
seen
Uncharted.
it, but I do not she is.
Yeah, I was about to
I
say
do
she's credited as
not
being in it. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on how good she was in it, but she's credited in it. One more person I do want to shout out though. We kind of mentioned her already, but Adeline Rudolph is
Okay.
Katana. Because we mentioned that Shao Kahn, or not Shao Kahn, I'm sorry. We mentioned that Johnny Cage is like replacing Cole as the main character now in this one, and he does hold that down.
Mhm.
But Katana is, I would say, the most important character
100%.
in this movie. Even though Johnny Cage is probably the main character, like he's the main protagonist, like the film starts off with Katana and her story and her background, and the movie ends with Katana being the person that actually ends up confronting Shao Kahn. So I think I would have liked a little bit more from her as far as attention, because I feel like, granted, I understand Johnny Cage is a fan favorite, and I'm not saying don't focus on Johnny Cage, but as far as the story that was being told in this, and I put the word story in air
No, the
quotes,
story that's being told.
the story, this is the story that was being told in this shit. I feel like Katana's role was just more important, and the value she brought to what the direction the story was going in. I felt like she was just a more important character that the film should have focused on a little bit more, especially given the conflict of what she was doing, right? She is technically working for Shao Kahn. She's
Mhm.
his adopted daughter, right? So she's friends with Jade, who is supremely loyal to Shao Kahn. So they kind of flirt with that internal conflict she has, especially when they talk about the tournament starting and she mentions to the other fighters, like, hey, my one of my best friends is on the other side. If you fight her, do what you must, but just try not to kill her. Or, or
Oh, she
try to
said,
make it,
"Make
or
it
try to show
make it."
mercy,
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
quick,
she said, "Don't
make it
let her
quick.
suffer. Don't make
Or
it
don't let
quick,"
her
or something
suffer,
like
that's what she
that.
said.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right, she said, "Don't let her suffer," right? So she is kinda going through that internal conflict of playing both, really not playing both sides, but in a way playing both sides, right?
She's
I'm
a
really
spy.
working for Raiden, but I have empathy and feelings, and I care for people who are on the other side still, right? So in a sense, that is playing both sides. I get you're a spy for Raiden, but you have legitimate care for people who are on the opposition. You know what I'm saying? You have feelings tied on both sides of the line. And I feel like if this movie cared about being a little bit deeper, it could have explored that a little bit more. But I'm not mad at it for just going, this is a Mortal Kombat movie, and that's not what y'all came here for. But I'm just speaking for me personally. This is the film critic side of me speaking, not the fan side. The film critic side of me would have liked to see them explore that a little bit more. But the fan side of me is just content with what they gave us. They at least still acknowledge that, but
Yeah.
I feel like they could have explored that a little bit deeper to make Katana a little
So,
bit more fleshed out.
I would I would kinda argue with you a bit on that. First, I think it was I wouldn't say playing both sides, I would just say simply spy, because, I mean, even
Yeah.
though she cares about one singular person.
That is
Her
true. She
mother
don't care about multiple people on the other
Yeah,
side,
yeah.
that's fair.
Her mother's already dead. She's
Yeah,
just keep being brought back to life,
yeah.
which kill me. It
Yeah,
kill
yeah,
me.
just let me go.
But, I the only reason I could say, I mean, I understand why they did it that way, because
Mhm.
it was a minute before we found out that she was a spy, okay? And I guess that's a spoiler that's not really a spoiler that we giving y'all if you know about the games.
Yeah, I was about to
Uh,
say, if you've played the Mortal Kombat game, none of this really should be
if
spoilers,
you
but
didn't, our bad.
yeah, my fault,
Right?
if you cared that much.
Uh, but, it's a minute before we see that she's actually working for Raid and she's a spy. So at that point, it's we're focusing on, Carl Urban, Johnny Cage, okay, which makes sense, but Johnny Cage has so they actually both have a plot running at the same time, but Johnny Cage just takes over so much more because this is my opinion of it, what I think, because he's with the rest of the Earthling. The fact that, you know, it's not really much for her to do while she's on the other side,
Yeah,
outside of spying and
yeah,
taking information back. But like you said, we see that they tell us that her and Jade have a strong relationship, but that's all we have.
yeah.
We don't have them growing up together. We don't see them training since kids, which when she was made to be her bodyguard or whatever attendant.
Mhm.
So, we don't see that. But again, like you said, it's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. I'm not expecting this deep backstory. I mean, it's cool to
Yeah.
have,
Yeah, yeah,
honestly, but it's a 2-hour movie. It's a Mortal Kombat movie, and we
yeah.
already told y'all that. And don't get me wrong, the fight scenes aren't terrible, but they could have been. Some of them could have been better. All right, like you said, the Kung Lao and Liu
Kung
Kang
Lao and Liu Kang, that's the fight of the whole
was
film, to
fire.
be honest, yeah.
Um, I did like the fight between Cole and Shao Kahn.
I liked it because of
Um,
how it ended.
and I figured you would.
Yeah, I
But no,
liked it because of
he
how it
was
ended.
getting with him. He really was. So
Yeah.
I did like that part. I mean,
And to be honest, I'll say this just in defense of Cole. I think Cole could have been a really cool character had he not been the main
main
character in the
character,
last movie. That's what it
100%.
was. Like, he was the main character, and then characters that we actually care about, like Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Sonya, were like kind of taking a back seat.
They
It's
killed
like,
Kung Lao in that shit. Like in the first one. Come
spoiler
on.
alert, if you played the games, you knew Kung Lao wasn't surviving. I expect him to make it out the first movie, to be fair. But like I knew at some point Kung Lao was gonna get up out
Yeah.
of there. I just didn't think they was gonna do it in the first movie. But if you played the game, you know Kung Lao don't be staying around for too long. They
So
usually pack him up kind of quick.
so like that fight scene, that fight, those two, and then again, it's like directing wise, when Liu Kang was fighting Shao Kahn and Jax was fighting Shao Kahn and Sonya was fighting Shao Kahn, when all three of them were fighting Shao Kahn, the camera was like, it wasn't staying focused. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize this until I watched John Wick, and then I watched interviews about how John Wick was shot,
Mhm.
and they compared it to a movie like Taken.
The shaky cam kings.
The shaky cams, the switches,
Hmm.
the cutting, and I throw something at you, it focuses on that, so the stunt double can come in.
Yeah.
By John Wick, they're in those scenes, they're choreographing those. Keanu Reeves can do most of his own stunts, so
Yeah.
he can fight those people. And I think for a movie like this, where you have some actual martial artists, again, I've named off three of them. One of them that was in the last Raid movie. Like
Yeah.
that, this how they came up. They came up doing martial arts in their films.
Yeah.
Those should have been better,
Yeah.
especially
I
the
100%.
Sub Zero and not Sub Zero, Noob Sabat and Scorpion.
Scorpion. That
Which
fight scene
that
actually was good too.
it wasn't terrible. I'll put it like that. But
Yeah.
also, again, they were focusing on a fight between Johnny
It was cutting
Cage
back it was
and
cutting
Kano
back and
and
forth because that fight was going on at the same
at the
time as
same
Katana
time.
and
Yeah.
Shao Kahn, and that's like the fight, right? Like Katana and Shao Kahn is like that's supposed to be like the final confrontation, and then you got Noob and Scorpion going
Yeah.
on like literally at the same time. So it was
Well,
which to me was a mistake
I'm
because
not
those
even
are like
talking
the
about
2
this.
fights I'm looking forward to the most,
I'm not
and
even
you have
talking
them
about the
running.
Shao Kahn cutting in it, but that too. But
Yeah, but I'm
it
saying
was
that's effectively 3 fights going on
It
at
was
the same
yeah,
time because you're right,
exactly.
Johnny
So I'm
Cage is
thinking,
fighting somebody
yep,
too.
he's fighting Noob Sabat. Him and
Yeah.
they're fighting the split off of Noob Sabat. So like that's probably my biggest gripe with this. Is the directing. Like some of these martial arts scenes, you have a movie called Mortal Kombat, which focuses on a martial arts tournament. Let us see them fight. So I'm hoping when we get Street Fighter, but again, almost all of those are 100% actors, or
Mhm.
we got Cody Rhodes who's a wrestler. I am really, and what's that fuck boy name? The comedian
Comedian. Why do you put it in air quotes?
Andrew Schultz.
I'm screaming.
He's in
Okay.
that shit.
That
Um,
appropriate word to call him now.
Exactly.
Understandable. Keep it pushing.
So, I had very low expectations, or I had low expectations for Mortal Kombat. I have very low expectations for Street Fighter because,
Oh, mine are to the
while
floor for Street
while
Fighter.
Mortal Kombat has had 2 other movies, live action movies, it has a few live action shorts which didn't do much outside of YouTube for besides the fans.
Mhm.
But, they're Mortal Kombat movies. You're like, "Okay, this good." The Street Fighter movie, though, was like that shit was so wild and just
No, that shit is ass.
random,
That shit
and,
is
like,
ass.
what the fuck is going on?
Remember
The
how I sat
colors
here and told you that the '90s Mortal Kombat movie is terrible, but I love it? No, the Street Fighter movie, that shit is actually just ass. Like,
the
there's no way around it.
the best thing about that movie is some of the one-liners
Yeah.
and Bison. When that nigga
Eh,
Bison told her,
Bison was funny.
he said, "For you, that was one of the most important days of your lives. For me,
For me,
it's
that shit
another
was
Tuesday."
Tuesday. That shit
Like,
was
yo,
Tuesday.
this nigga is evil as shit.
I'll give you that. That movie's
Um,
terrible, but Bison was entertaining.
and I
Bison was
guess
entertaining for
that was
sure.
his last role. He died shortly
Really?
after that.
Okay.
But yeah, so I enjoyed the movie, but I mean, we watch most of these movies as fans. Um, we try not to critique. it ain't even that we try not to critique. It's just it becomes hard to kind of critique shit that you're really excited about, you really want to watch,
Yeah.
and you enjoy. But obviously, it comes out. So, like I said, I can forgive the dialogue and some of the script if the fight scenes were all amazing, but they weren't. You know,
There were enough
um,
amazing ones though. Like I would say there's at
there.
least
I'm
3 there's at
yeah,
least 3
it's
to
some
4
good
fight
fight.
scenes in here that like cooked, which is good
Yeah,
enough for me. The fatalities did what they were supposed to do, right? So like well, there's some weak fight scenes in here, sure, but they don't last long and they kind of move
that's the
past them
problem.
quick. So I get but that's cool. The good fight scenes they spend time with.
Like,
So I
what
can work with that. You know
when
what I'm
Sonya
saying?
fought, what's her name again? The Katana's mama. When she fought her mama,
Sindel.
Sindel, when she fought her mama, bro,
No, that shit was weak.
I'm thinking this shit like she was really about to use that little scream that she was using. And
It
and
she
then
kind of did, but
she did, but I thought she was about to I thought she was about to be throwing Sonya Blade around that motherfucker. And she
yeah.
just wasn't. It was an easy win.
Yeah, man. I do kind of wish that at least for some, especially for characters like Sindel who don't have a lot of screen time in this, I do wish they could have just been highlighted a little bit more, just the fan side of me. But still, regardless, I had a good time with this. I left the theater going, you know what? Slow clap, man. That's a polite applause. You know what I'm saying? I had a good time with it. If I just turn my critic brain off, right? Like once I sat and tried to like critique the movie, that's when I was like, it's starting to become less enjoyable now. Let me just revert back to when I was 10 through 15 playing Mortal Kombat games. That's the mindset I need to have watching this movie. And once I did that, boom, that shit was like 10 times more enjoyable. A polite applause for me. I'm hearing we're getting a third one that might include Shinnok. Fingers crossed that we do get that, and fingers crossed that they just build on what they already did in the second one, tone wise. I don't need
Yeah.
you to reinvent the wheel. I don't need you to come and try to contend for Oscars and all that type of shit. That's just not what this is. Like the acting and all the like the quality of everything else can stay the exact same. Just make sure I get my fight scenes and my fatalities, and I'm good. This is all I needed out of this movie. So polite applause for me.
Yeah, so keep Cole dead.
But yeah, don't bring him.
Don't
Don't
need to see him again.
let's put it this way. There are a shit ton of characters in Mortal Kombat lore. Like, I mean a shit ton. Like you have so many characters to pick from. The last thing you need to do is create a nigga out of thin air and put him in a Mortal Kombat
I mean,
movie.
if you wanna be real, they might as well bring Batman in this motherfucker.
That would have made more sense.
Bring Superman in this motherfucker. We had a, Mortal Kombat versus
I was
DC,
like, we
you
did have
know?
a Mortal Kombat versus DC game, so
Show us
that
the
actually would have
Joker.
made more sense
Yeah.
than like making up somebody
But
out of thin air. But hey,
yeah, he was ass. It ain't even that like, his powers weren't even that cool. So,
exactly.
especially when he's a descendant of Scorpion,
And his powers aren't terrible, but
they're
they're
not
just like
terrible, but,
not
like,
they're not this person needs to be the main character of our movie. Cool.
especially when he's this descendant of somebody that like that.
Yeah,
Earth's
facts.
Earth's greatest defender, which they said multiple times in this movie as well. Um, I'm gonna keep it at a polite applause as well, and that's me. Again, I'm not really a fan of Mortal Kombat because the games, except the two ones that I played, adventure ones that I like. I'm not a
Mhm.
fan of fighting games. Um, I really don't care about the story that much, to be honest with you, for the games either. So, I mean, I'm watching as a person that like movies.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool. You know,
It's
like I
cool.
said, it's a few drawbacks. Like I said, if the fight scenes were better, the dialogue would have I wouldn't have cared at all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared that fucking Sonya Blade had as much screen time as she did. Jesus fucking Christ.
But screen time that could have went to Katana, but hey,
Could have
I
went to
digress.
Katana, could have went to Jade.
Yeah.
It could have you know, it's just it could have went to fucking Shang Tsung that
Who actually didn't have a lot of screen time in this,
we rarely
surprisingly.
seen him in this fucking
Shang
movie.
Tsung was like a background character in this.
Very. And then we don't know what happened to him in the end. I ain't gonna give too much away just in case y'all ain't seen it yet. But Imma stick with the polite applause. I think that's a very safe place. I think even if I take away my enjoyment from watching this movie, I think I think it would still be a polite applause. I think
Yeah.
like I would have said background noise, but I feel like if this movie came on, I'd probably lock in a little bit. So I
Yeah,
couldn't
I'll
give it
say this.
background noise.
If I wasn't as big of a Mortal Kombat fan as I was, this would definitely be some background noise. But I
And
am, and I'm biased, and I acknowledge that
you
I'm
are.
biased. I just said I turned my film critic brain off when I watched this. When have you ever heard me say that? about any other movie we've talked about up here. You know what I'm saying? So there's just certain things it just speaks to me. Like they just this shit is for me. I'm the target audience for this. So and I accept that. I acknowledge my bias, and I'm sticking with that. Like you said, that white applause because this movie gave me, as a fan, gave me everything I needed. So
If
let us
you a
know what y'all thought about
fan
Mortal
of
Kombat
fighting
2.
games, it's for you then.
If you're a fan of fighting games, this shit is for you 100%. And we're gonna hold on to this until Street Fighter comes out and disappoints us all. Let us know what y'all thought about Mortal Kombat 2. If you've seen it compared to the first one, do y'all think it's better? Where would y'all rank this now that we've got what, 4 live action Mortal Kombat movies now?
Mhm.
Where would you rank this at in terms of the hierarchy? This is probably gonna be close to 1 for me. It's competing with the 95 one. I probably got those two like neck and neck. So let us know y'all thoughts. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is The Real Junkies. Peace.